Hello everybody, it's Jay Brayson here with another turn of Dominions 5. Sorry about the delay there's been, but basically the game was in beta between versions and I was part of that, and as a result I basically just couldn't connect to the turn on my Dominions client because it would have crashed the server, so that's basically the reason for that. Although upon thinking about it, you guys probably won't notice the delay on this turn, but rather on a turn about 5 previous, but doesn't really matter. Let's have a look at what's happened. So research and construction is completed. It's important because we've got a whole lot of stuff to do. With construction 4 we need to upgrade our Pretender's gear, we need to get sanguine dowsing rods out, and potentially use death gems as a research booster as well. Right, so cast Call of the Winds, which is going to be used to patrol down unrest in our capital, created by blood hunting. We found the crypt underneath, which is a fabulous site over in Shadowland. 20% concentration bonus, which combined with the buffs to the cost of concentration spells in general in 5.29, it's going to be really nice. Yeah, so alteration level 5 next. So it's going to give us stuff like Moors of the Earth, it's going to give us Mother Oak potentially on RPG, and just a whole bunch of other useful stuff. After that, enchantment up to level 4, which is going to be useful for flaming arrows, also for twice spawning, raising dead to some extent. They made Behemoths cheaper, which is nice. It has an absolutely sick sound effect that nearly nobody has ever heard, but yes. And a few other kind of handy things as well. Dome of Solid Air, no, that's JBBM Gen. Sorry, I was going to say they've moved up to level 4, but yes, that was me. There's also Cloud Trap, which is going to be useful for moving H3s around. And yeah, just in general, they've changed some prices. Some blood spells are more expensive, although not as expensive as they are on JBBM still. And they really buffed TC's costs as well in terms of Celestial Servants, so down to 1 gem, which combined with the Death Explosion Bless giving you a larger AoE, is basically 4+ size nowadays. I think yeah, 4+ size, and the larger Bless being non-incarnate means you can get a AoE 10 AP explosion out on them for 1 gem each, which if you're MATC, you can have a lot of those guys because Geomancers can make them. Anyway, that's rather irrelevant for this game, although it may be interesting. So we captured a few blood slaves over here, so I just passed them directly onto this guy who's sacrificing. We have the N2 mage making a lab over here. I think I'm going to actually do what I said I was and use some D2 mages to make some skull mentors. Reason for that being we'll get the payoff relatively quickly, and our death gem income is actually quite good, and should furthermore be improved when we get the second Wheatonal from over here in Pink Chichimeca. And then it's going to be a matter of building ourselves up to fight these guys, because red looks ornery, and also Chichimeca 3 could potentially come and attack us at some point, so just got to get ready for that. Our economic base is quite big, but our troops are all hideously out of position really to fight red, so we are going to need to at some point resolve that whole issue. Right, and we need to move this goat sometime to not attract dragon attacks, although that's really infrequent, but especially with luck I shouldn't imagine it will be happening, but it could. And that's something that you literally almost never run into, but which does exist and would be at the very least annoying. Right, research-wise, I may just have gone over this, but it's partly to reinforce it for my own self. Enchantment up to level 6, so Foul Vapours Rigor Mortis level, and then Conjure up to 5 for bigger elementals and some Scorching Wind. May go over 5 at some point for Storm, but we don't appear to have that many enemy flyers, so perhaps not. Could also go up Thorm a bit. Stuff like Panic could be useful outside of enemy dominion, and yeah, that kind of thing. Doubt we'll see much need for wither bones, but again, that's also possible. And I mean, the later stuff we could pretty much write off. I assume this game will be done by about turn 40, and it's currently turn 29. So yeah, we're very much in the stage of the game now where it's about trying to gear yourself up to fight a couple of thrones the nearest guys, and just going at a hammer and tongs, I think. Which hopefully, at the very least, this this video will be useful, or series will be useful in basically showing how to, or how not to, possibly if I lose, manage late game combat, or at least mid game combat, and try and do some crafty things that way. Let's have a look at. Okay, I see a wraith sword would be quite useful for. Actually, maybe not for RPG. You see, you get to thinking some strange things when you're feeling whimsical. No, we need to make a decent, possibly thunder whip. Be a good thing to make actually, just to basically have a long enough weapon to repel and an attack through repel with, and chain shock probably wouldn't go amiss. In fact, I may make that next turn. Our air income is only 1 at the moment, but that is going to improve, and we can alchemize pearls and alchemize things into pearls as well. Probably at some point, in fact, I may just move this guy, get him off researching and into sight searching. So we do really want some of those tasty A gems, and yeah, we'll see about that then. What's going on in here? Okay, Vengeful Entity of the Wild. Well, one day that pig will come out. But the PD's been cleared in 16, so I'm moving in here, and I'm storming in here. So we'll have those this turn. Anyway, I can tell this is starting to drag now, so I'm going to call it here, and thank you very much for watching. Been Britain, and goodbye. Thank you.